everybody always talks about the system, but sometimes I be thinking like, do we ever really get to the basis of the system? But I don't know, because like sometimes it's always like the word they. Like I know y'all hear this chair. It's like maybe the chair is the system, but like it's always they. Who is they? And then the next step would be the elites. Who are the elites? Then the next step would be the money, the people with all the money, the people that print the money. And who are they? The people in the secret societies, the Rothschilds, you know, the Rockefellers. You know, you get all these conspiracy theories, but sometimes it's like you really won't know until you are in those rooms with those people. What if the people that's in control and that's in power aren't even them? What if they're the puppets? What if the people just with supernatural powers were the ones that could like the Avatar or something, or the elites or something like that, you know? But I'm just talking. The system. You can beat the system. What is the system? The system is what I just said. The play, the way in the world is shaped by the people in the hierarchy. So you can say those were the wealthy. They created this system where you gotta work, you gotta pay bills, you got a man that's come to collect bills like me. This rent come collected every month. You don't pay this rent, the man is gonna get you. You're gonna get evicted. You're gonna get kicked out. It's gonna be a lot of things, you know. The system, paying for water, going to the grocery store, the people that put the stuff in the grocery store, just the way of life. Like the 4 huge companies run all food industries, you know, buys everything, you know. And it's just like, it's always interesting because it's like, why put this system into play, you know? Making money. People have to make money to the point where money becomes your God. I just had a conversation with some coworkers of mine the other day. We was talking. I asked him, I said, do you love money? He said, hell yeah, I love money. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, of course. I said, the only thing you ever need to do is why a person. You get to the root of the existence. I said, why do you love money? Because I can get whatever I want. Why? Because that's currency. I said, why? He said, because money also brings power. I said, why? And I said, I don't know, that's just the way they made it. I said, exactly. The way they made it. So, you know, it's all about beating them, the elitists, you know? And how do you beat them? Beating their system, I guess, in theory, right? You just gotta, you know, evolve through their system, elevate, you know? And that is one way to beat the system. That's the way that most humans would like to beat the system, get as much money. But what if I said there are ways to beat the system that are not discussed? My first step would be knowledge and intellect. What if I said the more you expand your mind up here, the more information you gain will allow you to beat the system faster in the way that you understand it, that other people won't understand it, you know? You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is evolve your mind, gain more information, and maybe you won't just be running the rat race that every human being is running in this day and age, unless you're in a third world country, a third world like tribe or something, or you just live off the land. But if you're living in the natural modern society, technological society, you gotta beat the system, because all of us get older, we all become adults, so we all have to get money to survive, to provide, to even drink this, you know. Even this is poison though, because plastic, you know what I'm saying? Microfiber. But the more knowledge you gain, you beat the system, because you study things like 7 laws of the universe. You study the things like the books about laws of money. You study things like 48 laws of power. I don't know, just naming books. You study things like lucid dream aspiration while you sleeping every night. You know, they say you sleep 8 hours a day. You trying to work another 8 hours, so you really only got a few hours to yourself. But what if you master how to, you know what I'm saying, study and get knowledge in your sleep or while your body's resting, your vessel's resting, but your consciousness is still learning. You know, it's techniques like that out there. You know what I'm saying? Instead of distracting yourself watching things like that, you can be out there trying to really beat the system because they fear a Messiah. You know what I'm saying? At least that's always what they say. You become a person like a God-like figure in this realm, the more knowledge you become, because knowledge is infinite, and they try to hide it from us. They try to, prevent us from learning and, obtaining certain knowledge. That's why certain things is hidden. That's why society's not utopian. If everything was utopian, everybody would know everything. Everybody would study the same things, but it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? But to defeat this, expand what's up here, learn. So then, even when you're in your slumber, you're still obtaining. I met a guy one time, he told me when he sleep, he read books in his dream. That's how he able to finish books. And I said, that's crazy in his lucid dreams, because lucid dreams is as vivid as this, they say. I've never done it, but that's what they say. But you study things like that. You study things like the art of money. You study the things of manifestation, the laws of how to attract this. You study this and that. You study, you do sigils, you do money rituals. You do all type of things that can summon the energy of money towards you. And you never know. You beat the system. You get the knowledge, you beat the system, because then you realize you're not even, if you take your attention out of the system, you're not even in the system. But, even I can say right now, like me recording this, right? See, FBI, CIA probably got tracer and all type of stuff on his phone. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff going on in this world, wickedry. But even if that's a word, wickedness. But yeah, you get as much knowledge, beat the system, because once you realize the system, once you realize you're in the system, that's where you can defeat it. Because a lot of people don't realize they're in the system. A lot of people go about their lives as, let's get to the club, let's go to work, I'll get off, go to sleep, have my me time, go back to work. It's just a rat race. Then you try to just make that money so you can retire, Have alcohol, confusing your mind and your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I observe this all the time. Sometimes I might indulge in it. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't occasionally, but it's just interesting. But like Neo in the Matrix, right? You got to realize you're in the Matrix to do better. Most people don't realize they're in the Matrix. Most people don't want to realize. Most people don't want to wake up, because what did they say in the Matrix? Ignorance is bliss. You know what I'm saying? Love people love not having the knowledge or knowing what's truly out there. People love, the cattle lifestyle that the shepherd created for us. The shepherd will be they, you know what I'm saying? Them, the plural people, and not the LGBT. No, I'm not trying to be funny either. Like, not that, but the elitists, you know what I'm saying? The aristocracy people, you know what I'm saying? But realize you're in the system to defeat the system. Expand your mind to defeat the system, and then gain the money in the system to allow you to move how you want to move, and then you fulfill your purpose. Because that's really what your life is about. Your life isn't about being born just to make money then die, you know what I'm saying? To have sex, drugs, money, then die. Nah. You have a way bigger purpose. And you too will find it and conquer it and defeat it. I believe.